Back to the Lagos speakership tussle with a man in the eye of the storm, that is Mudashiru Obasa, and of course his tussle with his fellow lawmakers. We are going to be talking to a political affairs analyst, Jide, who will also be sharing his perspective on this with us. Thank you so much for joining us on the news.
It's my pleasure. Good afternoon.
You're welcome. So how would you describe President Tinubu's handling or lack thereof of the Lagos Speaker's conflict with his fellow lawmakers?
You will expect that as the President of Nigeria and as the leader of All Progressive Congress, as well as the leader of the governance advisory system, or one of the leaders of governance advisory system in Lagos, that the president will openly come out to take a position on this matter. His name has been mentioned in several quarters, that he is the one that is emboldening Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. And the president has kept mute. He has not issued any press statements to debunk this insinuation. Even when the media report was right throughout last week, there are some efforts have been made to bring Obasa back, and that Miranda was being pressured to resign. The president's media aides cannot pretend not to have heard many who claimed that it was him that is actually the drummer for Mudashiru Obasa, which emboldened him to do what he did yesterday. So I think what former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's media aide for Libya said, the alternative to that is for the presidency to come out to condemn whatever happened in Lagos. There are also media reports that even the president has barred the governor, Jide Sanwo-Olu, on 2 occasions when he wanted to see that he has not allowed the governor of Lagos to see. So this is reinforcing what is being said in the media space, that the president actually is the one engineering this whole idea of bringing Obasa back through the backdoor. Obasa as he has gone to the court, and the court has started to hear his petition as of today, I think the court process should be allowed to run through, rather than withdrawing the speaker's security aids as at yesterday morning and reinstating those of the Obasa as at yesterday morning too. In fact, this morning we learned that even when there were media reports that the aids of Right Honorable Mojisola Lesbat Miranda has been restored, she did complain this morning that out of the 12 policemen that usually accompany her, only 3 or 4 were posted to her, which shows that the police is treating her case with some levity. We also read that our elder brother's security detail, that's the Oduro of Ibuland, the security details of our elder brother has equally been similarly withdrawn. So the only way the president can wash himself clean is by openly issuing a statement to denounce the Gestapo manner in which Obasa, brought himself back to the assembly yesterday. And if what happened yesterday is anything to go by, it shows that Obasa is here to gain the support of majority of his colleagues, as 35 of them were seen in court today, still with Lesbat Miranda. So it's a game of intrigues, as we know politics to be. And as it is said, in politics, there is no permanent friendship or enmity. Only interest is permanent. So let's see whether over the weekend, the presidency will issue a statement. But pending the time that the president or the presidency clears the president's name as being one of those who are spearheading the return of Obasa into the Lagos State House of Assembly, position of Vice President Atiku Abubakar will be held as being the true position in the minds of many Nigerians.
Okay, so what are the potential long-term implications of what is playing out in Lagos, as well as what we saw play out in Ogun State at the grassroots level, in Ondo at some points, and even in Rivers State? So what do you think these political events would mean for Nigeria's democracy and the political landscape in the coming future?
What you should understand, viewers too, is that politics or game of politics is never a straightforward thing. And there is a mixture of politics and governance. I believe our democracy would be better for it in the long run. The court is trying to adjudicate. Look at what has happened in the case of Rivers today. The Supreme Court has spoken about the validity of the October 5 election, October 5, 2024 election, and tacitly has reinstated the 27 lawmakers that defected, which then means there will be restoration of law and order at some point. The case of Lagos State will also be resolved one way or the other. That of Osun will also be resolved, I believe, when the Supreme Court may have adjudicated on whether the tenure of the APC members who were sworn in October 2022 has expired or is still valid. But you see, we have to be patient. Democracy is always very tortuous, and it's never a straight-jacketed thing. In as far as the political actors will continue to misbehave, will continue to pursue their own personal aggrandizement to the detriment of the well-being and welfare of citizens. So much will there be resistance, there will always be this push and pull, but in the long run, that's how our democracy will be strengthened. Because now we know what the mind of the court is as per the case of Rivers State as of today. Gradually, we will know whether Obasa was rightfully removed or wrongfully removed. Okay. And the good news is that there is no breakdown of law and order in Lagos State thus far, and we hope that the situation remains calm.
And you think the legislators will be able to carry out their duties under this atmosphere?
Unfortunately, no. The activities of the assembly, particularly for Lagos State, is already hampered. The two sides, both the Obasa's and his 4-member assembly, and Miranda and 34 others, the two of them have adjourned sitting Senate meetings indefinitely. And to that extent, many of the laws that should have been worked on will be hampered. So definitely it will hamper good governance in Lagos. That's why those who engineered this whole removal of speakership should have thought about the long-term effect of what they are about to do. Because now it has the potency to impact on governance in the state. Right now, legislative activity, oversight activities, representation cannot be carried out by the Lagos State House of Assembly until further notice. And I do hope that the court will expedite action on this issue, even if the court of first instance, which is the High Court, adjudicate one way or the other. I'm sure that the case will go on appeal and ultimately may end up at the Supreme Court. So perhaps a political solution that fashions a win-win for both sides will be expeditious at this point. Unfortunately, the kind of resolution that was being midwifed by the former governor of Osun State, Chief Bisa Akande, former governor of Ogun State, Segun Oshoba, and the former governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, from what we learned in the media, the mediation that they carried out has really not resolved the issue at hand. And so they need to get back to the mediation table and resolve in a manner that will make sure that the two sides do not lose face.
Okay.
Because the situation in Lagos is actually assuming a frightening dimension of indigenous settler dimension, which we do not think should be encouraged, because Lagos has been a model for other states in terms of, political inclusion, social and political inclusion.
All right, thank you so much, Jide Ojo, political affairs analyst, for sharing your insights with us on the news.
It's my pleasure.